You know, a lot of things. I had something real inspirational I was going to say to y'all today. But as I continue to look at the news and what's happening with the president and with this porn star and how now because of the porn star they done raided his lawyer's office and all the Russia stuff was kind of gonna happen or it might not happen or depending on who you talk to, it was no collusion. All I'm saying is right here is I look at the whole thing and I think about the fact that what brought down Bill Clinton? Not Whitewater, not the tricky money, but Monica Lewinsky. Marilyn Monroe, it is rumored to have brought John F. Kennedy down. All I'm saying to y'all, men, leave them broads alone. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. They ain't worth it. Stay in the house. Have sex with your wife. Leave them outside girls alone. I wanted to say something else, but I'm a Christian. I shouldn't say that. I definitely shouldn't say it on Facebook or on no Freethinkers Radio, who is a Christian organization. But I'm telling you, leave them tramps alone, fellas. It ain't worth it. The president is not being brought down because of Russia. Ultimately, this man might just get impeached after some outside. Leave it alone, fellas. Stay in the house. That's my one message for the day. Stay in the house. This is the Akintunde Show, aka the Grown Man Podcast. I got Big Red coming up, and he ain't got nothing to do with that. Leave him alone. Let's get it started, y'all. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Ox Show. So I'll be singing my own theme song. What's up, family? Happy Thursday, everybody out there. This is the Akintunde Show, aka the Grown Man Podcast. Man, oh man. How y'all doing out there? Hope y'all doing well. I'm doing extremely well because I ate something I ain't had no business eating, and I'm feeling good about it. I'm just gonna be real with you. Feeling good about it. My wife don't know. I ate something on the way here that I shouldn't have ate, but it blessed me. It blessed me. And my wife wasn't in the car to tell me I couldn't eat it. And I ate it. I ate the whole bag too. I usually ate little segments of it. I ate the whole thing. I sure did. Praise God. Hey y'all. I'm sorry. I'm just being real with y'all. Hey, we got a great show planned today. I got my brother Big Red that's gonna be coming up in just a hot second. I'm talking about a hot second. I ain't gonna talk long like I did last week. My producers got on me last week because I talked like 20 minutes. I did. I was rambling. I don't even know what was on me last week. I had a rambling spirit on me. I don't know. If that's such a thing, but I just was talking, and I got 20 minutes. I talked for 20 minutes last week, so I'm not doing that. I'm being very short, concise, and to the point this week. We got a great show. My man Big Red. We're talking about the future of Christian rap or gospel rap or holy hip hop, whatever you call it. We're talking about that today. Even if you think you may not be interested in that, I suggest that you hang in there with us because I think it's a topic that'll bless you no matter what you do. All right? Do me a favor. Like, tag, and share this post. Like, tag, and share this post. Like this post, tag this post with somebody else, and then share it to your page or someone else's page or share it in your messenger, which would even be even better. So do that for me right now. And if you're watching right now, put your name, the city you're calling from, and where you are in the city in the comment line. Hey, I'm Keisha from San Francisco. I'm at the house. I'm Imani. I'm in London, and I'm at work. I'm Greg, and I'm in Texas, and I'm at the barbershop. Wherever you are, put that in the comment line. We want to know where you're watching from. And shout out to the people who watch all over the world. It blesses me when I see people in all these different foreign countries that are watching the show. And I shouldn't even call you a foreign country, because at the end of the day, this is an international world, particularly the internet, and Facebook is an international platform. And shout out to all of you who watch all over the world. I don't take it lightly. I do not, it's not a passive thing at all that you watch from other countries. All right. Speaking of Facebook, shout out to my man Mark Zuckerberg, who got his grill. Got grilled yesterday. You did your thing, Mark. Mark put a suit on. Did y'all see Mark Zuckerberg? A lot of y'all was working. Y'all wouldn't even worry about it. Mark Zuckerberg sat down and answered questions for 10 hours because of the whole Russian scandal and the company, the marketing firm who snatched some of our, I hope it wasn't mine, some of all of our user information to create the algorithms and the strategy, the marketing strategy for President Trump's campaign. And I shout out to President Trump too for one thing about him. President Trump is like this right here. Whatever lie I start with, that's the lie I stick with. I don't care whatever come up to contradict that. You're like, whatever, no matter what happened, no collusion. No collusion. They find more evidence. No collusion. They raid your lawyer's office. No collusion. Dude, you even though it's wrong, it's something to be said for sticking to your guns. But tomorrow I'll be in hey Darren, how much time I done talked so far? 2 minutes. Okay, I'm checking y'all because I don't want to get a tongue lashing. Like when I came off the air yesterday, my producers, even though they didn't do it like this, but this is how I felt when they came off the air. They came out here like, you don't do that again. You stop that. You stop talking. I'm joking, but that's what they did though. But no, tomorrow I'll be in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'll be in the hometown of my man Prince. Everybody knows me, know I'm a huge Prince fan. I'll be in Prince hometown. I'm trying to go by Paisley Park tomorrow and see if I can check out, because you can pay just like you go to Graceland, walk in and look at different artifacts and all the places where Prince will record. And I think they take you into the residential area too. So yeah, I'm hoping I can squeeze that in tomorrow. I got an early flight tomorrow. I'm trying to go by Prince's house on tomorrow. I'm saying like we was friends or something like that. But again, I'll be there in tomorrow. Me and my man Shed G will be in Minneapolis, Minnesota on tomorrow. All right, that's gonna be dope. Off the chain, hilarious show. If you want to check out more information, go to my page, Comedian Akintunde, and you'll see my full schedule. Next week, I am in Columbia, South Carolina on Friday night. I'm in Rome, Georgia on Saturday night. And then Sunday, I'm right back here in the upstate for Healthy Laughter. That's going down in the upstate. I'll tell you more about that a little later on. But Healthy Laughter comedy tour is kicking off in the upstate. My man Griff plus Miss Shirlene, Griff from the Erica Campbell Get Up Morning Show, plus Miss Shirlene, internet sensation, Facebook sensation. We both will be in Greenville, South Carolina on next week for the Healthy Laughter Comedy Tour. Rome, Georgia on Saturday. Again, Friday, I'm hosting Terrence Young's big, huge birthday event. And I think we're kicking off his album too. You know, he's doing a Prince tribute album. So, you know, I'll be hosting that. My man Terrence Young, good friend of mine, talented brother, gifted brother who travels all over international and everything. That's coming up next week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All right. And then I got the Sweet Potato Festival coming up the following week after that. I'll tell you more about that. It's a lot of great stuff coming up. And next week, the Laugh of the Day comedy segments are kicking off. I'll tell you more about that next week because we still adding stations. Praise God. We added 5 stations this morning. 5 stations, man. 1 phone call. God is good. I'm telling y'all, man. Hey, let's get it rolling. Let's get it started. So let's get into today's conversation, today's interview. My man, Big Red, gospel, Christian, urban inspirational, whatever you call him, recording artist. He is an awesomely gifted and phenomenally talented MC. He's also an entrepreneur who runs his own label and marketing firm, and he also is a radio executive who is actually the programmer and lead personality on our very own Millennial 95.9 FM. That's the station that here in Columbia is one of the first 24-hour nothing but hip hop stations in the country. So he and I had a great spirited conversation on last week. Let's get right into that, talking about the future of holy hip hop, the future of gospel rap. I'm not gonna do a lot of setup because the interview will tell itself. But when we come back from this quick break, I got my man Big Red. Please stick with us, like, tag, share this video, tell us where you're coming from, and let somebody, your mama, your daddy, your granddaddy, your auntie, your uncle, your friend, your family, the people you can't stand, the people you love, let them know that the Akintunde show is on right now on the Freethinkers Radio Network. Ak Show. Akintunde. You're inside the Akintunde show, aka the Grown Man Podcast. We'll be right back. The Akintunde show is sponsored in part by Atomic Design. Set the stage for maximum effect for your next live event with Atomic Design. Whether live event production, set design, custom set construction, or modular rental scenery, Atomic Design is the company for you. Official set designer of my upcoming live comedy special, Akintunde Because I Said So. Learn more about the captivating capabilities of Atomic Design. Give them a call today at 717-626-4408 and tell them Akintunde told you to call. Atomic Design, atomicdesign.tv.
$26 logo designs. Need a logo like the ones here? Go to JaleelMakesLogos.com for yours today. JaleelMakesLogos.com. $26 logo designs. Need a logo like the ones here? Go to JaleelMakesLogos.com for yours today. JaleelMakesLogos.com.
Hey, what's up, family? The Akintunde Because I Said So Jokes and Music Tour has officially begun. Savannah, Georgia was lit. Moncks Corner was gas. Germany was spectacular. Hollywood, Florida was off the chain. The tour is rolling, and we just added some dates. So, for my full schedule, including speaking engagements, log on to my website.
The 2014 Dove Award Comedian of the Year.
It's the Akintunde Live Because I Said So Jokes and Music Tour coming to a city near you. And if it's not, do something about it. Give us a call at 1-800-280-0094. That's 1-800-280-0094. Or hit me on my website. That's akintunde.net. That's AKINTUNDE.net. Because I Said So Jokes and Music Tour coming to a city near you. I'm going to see y'all when I see y'all. Peace. What's up, world? Again, I told y'all I was gonna have my man and my brother in to come and frame this, have this conversation, to have this dialogue, to pontificate, if you allow me to say, about this. You know, what's going on with Christian rap? What's going on with gospel rap? We started the conversation last week. Okay, took some I wouldn't say heat. People had opinions and questions, thoughts and concerns, which is what we do it for. But what kind of came out of that is another question that kind of spill up because of the uproar and hoopla on social media over Snoop Dogg's album, which I might add is #1 on Billboard Gospel. Who would ever thought you see Billboard Gospel, Snoop Dogg #1 in the album charts? It's a whole other conversation. But the question came out is what's going on with Christian rap? What's going on with gospel rap? And I said, okay, why not ask somebody who's in the business, who's doing the ministry, who's in the game, not only as an artist, okay, but also as a radio personality and station programmer, okay, and who was name checked by Fred Hammond in his response to Snoop Dogg, him being on Snoop Dogg's album. I literally watch, if you can watch it yourself, watch Fred Hammond's 14-minute response. I understand there's two of them. I only watched one of them. His 14-minute response about
him being on Snoop Dogg's album, he name-checked my brother right here, who just happened to be my friend, one of my best friends, and a church member. And let me tell you, I'm glad to have him on the show. Big Red, welcome to the show, sir.
What's going on, Ock? How you doing, baby?
I hate for you to have to sit there while I did all that talking.
Yeah,
it wasn't like you wasn't on screen, but you was
awkward, but hey,
right, somebody talking about you, you got to sit there and not say that.
Yeah.
But man, again, Big Red is if you don't know, he is a national recording artist. His latest single featuring Fred Hammond literally charted all over the country, all over the Billboard charts this past year, and did extremely well. I was godly proud, I can say that, just to see my brother shine in such a way. But also, it's a great song and a great effort by you and Fred Hammond. So before we get to the question, let's talk about that. How did that happen?
Wow, man. It was, God put it in my heart. You know, I was sitting in a coffee shop one day. I got the track from my producer, Tone Jones, out of Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I had this track, and it had this smooth vibe to it. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, I knew where the song was going.
Wow.
So I started writing it, and I put on my laptop as I was starting the lyrics to the song, and I put "Running Back to You" featuring Fred Hammond. Didn't know Fred, didn't know how to connect with him, didn't have the plug, but it was just a desire in my heart from the beginning when I first heard the track. So I kept writing.
Wow.
And long story short, just 2 years literally of pursuing him,
right.
if I can say it that way.
Wow. 2 years.
Not being a stalker,
but
borderline, real close.
Trolling. You was trolling.
I tweeted him. I mean, go on Twitter. You can see if you search for my handle and search for his, you can see me trying to throw my name in the conversation. I'm a rapper. Hey,
right.
I would love to feature on one of his songs or stuff like that. But
so I never knew that. I mean, much as we talk, I never knew that you actually wrote his name down when you were writing the song.
When I was writing the song.
Had no idea. They had no connection to him.
No connection.
Wasn't like you had a homeboy say, yo, I know Fred Hammond if you want to get at him.
No, it wasn't like that at all.
Wow. That's faith.
Yeah. So it was a journey of faith. And just when I was about to give up, God opened the door. I was like, man, I'm just trying to make this happen.
Okay.
And just when I was about to give up, it's like, let me try one more thing. And then that was the thing that opened the door, and somebody connected. They were like, man, you should have hit me up a long time ago. I would have been connected you all.
Wow.
So they just, from there, it was like 2 years of nothing. And then it moved like this.
Now, but before we get into the topic, I just got to say that a lot of people, if you watching this, you would have got offended. Because 2 years ain't a little bit of time. That's 730 days. Okay, that's a lot of time, and a lot of people would have got like, you know what, man, bump him, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do something, man. Man, he call me back, man.
Yeah.
People.
I left messages. I wrote him a letter.
Wow, a letter.
I literally wrote a letter.
Physical letter.
I wrote a physical letter. I FedExed it to the best address. I was like going in his line of notes trying to find the best address for his company.
Wow.
I don't know if he ever got it or not. I need to ask him if he
got that letter.
I don't think he got it. Yeah.
Wow.
But it was just those steps of faith, believing God that was what God had put in my heart and that he actually wanted that to happen.
Man, and I remember when I first got the rough track, I hadn't even mixed, and I'm listening to it like Fred was like, I was like, oh man, like that's Fred Hammond. It was a beautiful track, phenomenal song.
Tone did his thing, man.
Yeah, Tone. Yeah,
Tone actually produced different now, and Big Jesus, my guy, so big.
Right.
So he's been kind of like one of my go-to producers. He just has that sound, man.
He's your Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
There he is. It's
okay.
Like, I searched all over.
Well, let's get into the topic, man. Again, okay, so if you've been anywhere on social media the past few days, but now we're probably like 2.5 weeks now, since before the Stellar taping, the topic came up. Snoop Dogg's going to be at the Stellar Awards, okay? I was at the Stellar Awards, audience host this year, and going there, I really hadn't heard too much about it. So when I got the rundown for the show they sent over, I'm like, oh, Snoop Dogg's going to be on. Now I started seeing stuff on social media. Well, there's a lot of different opinions.
Right.
Everybody pretty much falls into two categories. Is that the artist shouldn't have done it, and that you're mixing dark and light, don't be unequally yoked, all of that, okay? And then everybody's at their scripture for it, okay? Right. Then you have the artist side and then other people, general opinions, and several people. Some people I can name, some people I won't. But their opinion was, oh no, that's great. If a brother's trying to get closer to God, why would anybody have a problem with it? Right. And Snoop Dogg is doing a gospel album. That's a good thing for the culture, a good thing for the industry. So you have right. That's really like the two different opinions. I come somewhere. I'm on this side of it, but I have probably a little bit of a caveat because I have a difference. I have a special relationship to his process because it was similar to mine. So, but I want to get your thoughts on it. When you heard about it, and as an artist, as a radio personality, as a programmer, and as a gospel rapper, someone who still is actively in the culture, what's your thoughts about it?
Wow. Well, first I want to say I definitely agree with you that there's a lot of opinions out there.
Yeah.
And I think the important thing to note at the onset of this conversation is that they are, in fact, they're everybody's opinions.
Right.
And, at the end of the day, Snoop's heart is Snoop's heart.
Right.
And none of us know that.
Exactly.
Except for the Lord himself. So
exactly.
I think we have to just start there.
Right.
And then pontificate all around it all we want
Right,
to.
right.
When I first heard about it, I think I was probably a little in my flesh, just being real, a little like, okay, what's this about?
Right.
Right. What is this about?
Right.
But then as I started hearing snippets of it, and DJs were sending me tracks, I was like, okay, some of the songs Snoop is not
even on them. Right.
It's just like he's presenting.
Right.
And once I actually spent some time with it, and I don't know Snoop, don't know him like that.
Right.
Can't call him and get his opinion about these things.
Right.
But as I did my social media research, I just felt like it took me back to my conversion process.
Okay.
How did the Lord draw me? What did he use to draw me and to bring me to where I am now?
Right.
So, I think as I dug into it a little bit more, I could see like this is Snoop's effort to just give praise to God.
Right.
And we can debate about it all we want to.
Right.
But who am I to tell anybody that they can't express themselves in a love for God and an appreciation for God where they are in their relationship with God.
Right.
If somebody would have told me at the beginning of my Christian rap journey, if they would have broke down my lyrics and said, well, actually, the Bible doesn't mean this, so, you're in error.
Right.
We can always tear somebody's lyrics apart.
Right.
You can always look at somebody's journey and say, they're just in it for the fame. They're just trying to do it for the money.
Right.
But I think, and especially once I got a full copy of the album and listened to it intently several times, actually, it enticed me to listen to it more than one time.
Wow.
I don't do that with a whole lot of records.
Right.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Right.
Right. Check it out. And I'm done with it.
Right.
It actually enticed me to listen to both albums multiple times. I wanted to hear the heart behind the album. And he even uses words he even says in his rhymes, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
Well, who am I?
What can you say?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
He called him the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, the same way I do.
Right.
In my rhymes.
Right.
So I can't judge this man.
And it's interesting you bring it up. You talked about how people will take and break down your lyrics. Yeah. Some of the greatest gospel records in the past 60, 70 years that we love. Right. Some of them are very unbiblically sound. Right. Okay, so you can you're like, man, that ain't what the words say. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you look at the fact that you talk about radical conversions. The greatest contributor to the New Testament, Paul, had one of the most radical conversions he came from being a murderer, one who spoke directly against Christianity and the whole fact that you could be saved, to then becoming the greatest contributor to the New Testament. Right. So I'm not, please, I don't need no negative comments. I'm not saying Snoop Dogg is Paul. I'm not saying, because somebody be like, wait a minute.
Right.
But my thing is that you waste a lot of time judging somebody when you don't know their testimony.
Exactly.
And I went through that myself, coming from as a secular rapper who was coming out of comedy clubs, who was still getting rid of all the demons that come along with the lifestyle that I was living. Now I'm a Christian comedian. and I'm saved, on fire for God, went and got released by my pastor, talked to him, sat down. He was like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. And then when you start presenting yourself for opportunities, but you literally was cussing on TV last night.
Right.
Like literally.
I
like
go to YouTube like,
right.
Are you this guy?
Right. Same dude who was doing a joke about AC Green and
right.
Yeah.
Don't YouTube.
Yeah, don't YouTube that, please. It's terrible. But it wasn't on YouTube, it was on TV. It was airing periodically. So that's an awkward position to be in, presenting yourself as a Christian artist. Yeah. But I guess the question comes in is, and I wrote these questions down, so I want to be very specific, in detail in our conversation. Snoop did something, and I was very strategic in why I had you on. Sure. He did something that I've been longing for rap to do, and that is do what I call the Hey Lover.
Right.
Hey Lover, LL Cool J. A lot of folks don't know the history. Before Hey Lover, a lot of rap couldn't get played on major radio, Urban AC, and back then it was really just one format. It wasn't hip hop and R&B, and it wasn't Urban AC. It was R&B, right. And it was gospel. That was black radio. But Hey Lover brought LL Cool J onto mainstream radio rapping. Before that, it was only on the mix show. Right. Only late at night. It was literally a mandate. You don't play rap before 11 o'clock. You don't play rap before 12. That is no exaggeration. I was in the radio stations, in the program conversations. But Hey Lover changed the game. I've been looking for gospel to do the same thing. You did that. You did something on that same level by coming up with putting Fred Hammond on a hook of your song. It wasn't Fred Hammond featuring Big Red. It was Big Red featuring Fred Hammond. You're doing the verse. He did the hook. My question of it is, why haven't more gospel artists and Christian/gospel rappers done that same thing? Why does it take Snoop Dogg to do that on a massive scale?
Great question. I think there's multiple prongs to that answer.
All right.
On one level, I think it has to do with what you as an artist appreciate in terms of the excellence of your Mount Rushmore in that particular genre of music. Okay. So what do I mean by that? If my background, is I grew up on gospel music. Mm-hmm. So I have an appreciation for Fred Hammond. I have an appreciation for Marvin Sapp. Right. For your Mary Mary, now your Erica Campbell, Tina Campbell. Right. You could go down to Kurt Carr. All these songs are a part of my relationship with Jesus. Mm-hmm. They were part of my coming into knowing Jesus and having a relationship with him. Mm-hmm. I can think about songs by each one of those artists that I just named that were like a mile marker in my life that helped me on my journey. Wow. So when I come in as an artist, I'm Big Red now. Right. And I'm a rapper and I'm thinking, what's the best presentation of music that I can give to God? Mm-hmm. And in my worship to him, if I want to make the best song that I could possibly make, how do I do that? And in my case, it was, doing a song with someone like Fred Hammond. It wasn't about, man, if I do this record with Fred Hammond, then I'll get all this national attention. Mm-hmm. Then my career will go to the next level. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that. It was like, I want to make the best music possible. And I want to do it, and I want to collaborate with someone that has made an impact on my life. Mm. And that's the worship that I want to give to the Lord at the end of the day. Gotcha. And if the charts come, if the sales come, if the whatever, fame, etc. comes, that's a byproduct. Mm-hmm. Right. This was because I wanted to make a dope record that honored God. So going back to other artists, I think if gospel is not your foundation, you might not have an appreciation for the contributions of some of those artists who are popular in gospel music. Okay. So it's not even on your radar. In other words, it's like you know about them, right? But it doesn't mean a lot for you to collaborate with them. They don't see it the same way. Gotcha. So in other words, it doesn't have a lot of value to certain people. To certain people. Yeah. And the other side to that, I think the other prong is there may be a perception that it's going to be too hard to make that connection because they're on the Mount Rushmore of gospel music. Right. It's like, I don't know anybody connected to them. Right. I bet it costs all kind of money that I don't have to do a collaboration like that. Yeah. How can I get with them? Yeah. Never mind. I'm barely getting in the studio. Yeah. I'm borrowing here and taking a little bit from this paycheck to get in the studio and not getting paid at this engagement and all of that stuff. And you're dealing with that in your career as a Christian rap artist.
Right.
What do you think it's going to take to get, Rance Allen on the record? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's there already.
It sometimes takes Snoop Dogg money.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So part of it is just, the desire may not be there, and the other part may be just a fear that it's too much to get an artist like that on a record.
You bring up a good point that came up last week. David Pendergrass, we were talking about not necessarily this particular prong of the topic, but talking about the industry as a whole, and he said that it's hard to eat fully as a Christian artist, as a Christian rapper per se. He said, and I guess that brings up the point of why do you believe? Even as a theory or stuff you've experienced, why hasn't the gospel industry and even the church properly embraced Christian rap, gospel rap? Why do you think? I know these are conversations we've had off mic. Okay, real talk. All right, and I have some passionate views as though you do. But why do you think that the church and the industry hasn't embraced it properly?
How long is the show again?
We got a tight window.
All right.
You have a hard out.
The abbreviated answer. For one, the church. I think the church, there's an old saying, that you're down on what you're not up on.
Yeah.
I think that as far as the church is concerned, I think we would do better if we were to actually engage in conversation.
Okay.
With people that deliver the word in a way that's different than you may be used to. Because there are some Christian hip hop artists who can deliver more in a 3.5-minute song than some pastors ever will in a year of teaching.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, these are theologians.
Yeah.
And
lyricists. Yeah.
So I think there's some reservation, there's hesitation to engage in that conversation and actually listen.
Right.
I think if more leaders in the church, people who are of influence, if they were to engage and listen to some of these artists, talk to their young people at the church and say, okay, I want to understand this. Can you give me your top 5 Christian rap artists. Let me take a listen.
Right.
I think if that were to happen, then you would see more leadership embracing it because they would hear the heart. They would hear the Spirit of God behind, interweaved, laced, all in this music.
Right.
And then they would trust it.
Right.
And they would trust us Christian rappers to come and to minister to their congregations, to their young people.
Right.
And then I think more platforms will be afforded for that. So I think it starts with being willing to understand something that's a little bit different than you may be used to receiving the gospel. I think in terms of the industry not accepting it, I think it's let me back up. I think it's for industry and the church.
Okay.
I had this thought on earlier this afternoon, and I was driving and I was like, whoa. I think that a lot of people who don't agree with Christian rap, they don't think that Christian hip hop can have the same result that gospel music or worship music, CCM music can have.
Interesting.
They don't think that the same result can happen in those 3.5 minutes or in that 10-minute presentation of ministry.
Wow.
What do I mean by that? If we think about church, our typical church
right.
Got your praise team up front.
Right.
Band, we going.
Right.
Got your up-tempo song.
Right.
We transition to our slower song. Hands lifted up.
Right.
Everybody's on their face.
Right.
Hands up. Like, man, we have gone in. The presence of the Lord is here.
Right.
And I literally, one of my mentors, I won't name him, but he's Grammy Award-winning artist, Stellar Award-winning, Dove nominated artist. I told him about 4 years ago where I thought the Lord was taking me in my presentation of music. And I said, I really believe that the Lord wants me to merge rap, hip hop, and worship music. He listened to me. He was very respectful. He heard me all the way out. And he said, I'm going to be honest with you, Red. He said, I pray that the Lord will just, bless that endeavor
Mm-hmm.
and just show you what that looks like so you can walk that out for your life. He's like, I'm going to be honest with you, I can't see it. Now, this is an artist who's well respected.
Right.
I love him, respect him. Has penned some of the most amazing anthems that we all sing.
Wow.
But he just was really straight up with me and said, I can't see that.
Right.
But
he's honest though.
Yeah, he was honest.
Yeah.
But I think he was mirroring an opinion that's out there. Like, I can't see Christian rap leading somebody to raise their hands.
Right.
I can't see Christian hip hop making somebody consider their ways and their relationship with the Lord and make a 180 with their life and surrender their life to the Lord. I had an opportunity to, I don't think, he wouldn't mind me sharing this. I believe this is public knowledge, but I had an opportunity to interview Christian hip hop artist KB recently.
Okay.
He sat down in my studio and I asked him about how did he come to the Lord. It was a Christian hip hop artist in his city, a local artist who was on his grind, had his CDs and was out there at the barbershops and everything.
Right.
And a Christian hip hop artist gave him one of his CDs.
Wow.
And KB listened to it, track 1 to I think it had 7 tracks on it, if I'm not mistaken. And it had an invitation to salvation at the end.
Jesus.
And now KB is one of the world's foremost Christian rap artists.
Wow.
Travels the world.
Wow.
Just finished headlining Winter Jam.
Wow.
Packed out 15, 20,000. They in
Right.
arenas.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
But it was a Christian rap album that made him consider his ways and to surrender. Literally, at the end of that CD, he surrendered his life to the Lord. And that was the turning point in his life, turning point in his family.
Jesus.
Came through Christian rap. And so I say all that to say that can be the result.
Right.
It's not going to be the same with everybody. No.
Of course.
But we have to understand that the potential is there.
But see, what I respect about the artist who responded to your question, to your thought, or your assertion, was he said, I don't see that. I said, I can't see that.
Right.
I can respect that. Yeah. If you tell me I can't see it, that you're not saying it's not possible or it's not relevant. Right. And I think what gets me about many times in the church, and I'll talk about the church in the industry separate. In the church, it's religion. And religion means religious. And religious means I do the same thing over and over and over because this is the way I do it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's biblical. Sure. It's just how I've been either trained to do it, raised up to do it, or this is what I do. So I do it over and over and over. And then if everybody don't do it that way, in other words, if you come and preach, you don't say bless God every other word. You don't say bless God, we're gonna do this right. Bless God. I'm not trying to be offending anybody. I'm saying some people are like, oh, he didn't preach or he didn't tune up.
Yeah,
so he didn't give a word. Like, no, he just gave a word. He just didn't tune up.
Right.
Or some people feel it the other way. My point is, but that goes back to religion because this is how we do it here. Right. And if somebody else does it differently, that means God can't move in that? Right. No, that's not the case. So what I see is people not recognize that God can do something different. It incenses me that people think that music and gospel music is supposed to sound the same way it did 10, 20, 30 years ago. Why would somebody believe that? Right. I mean, as culture evolves, music evolves. It's the same way. You're not talking the same way. We talk differently. We talk with text. We talk with phones. Back in the day, you had to go to the house. I got to get to the house and call A, B, C, and D. Or when I was coming, I got to pull over and respond to a page. That's not the time now.
Go to a payphone.
Go right. Anybody got some change?
Money in a machine so that you can make it count. Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. I got to run in the convenience store and buy something so I can get some change. We're not operating the same way no more. So why do we think music should sound the same? And if young people who are 20 and 30, 40 years younger than us, if they're doing something different, then they're wrong? Right. That gets me. And then the industry of the ignorance of business to understand like, hey, yeah, this is something different. Until Lecrae went gold, independent, everybody like, oh, yeah, this dude went gold. Gold, 500,000 units with no radio play or very little radio play. So I just have a problem with people who think that God is somehow stuck. But here's a question for you. Do you think that Christian rap could have done more? You kind of hit on it a little bit, but it could have done more to be more welcoming. I share a quick story with you. I had a guy who was on the road with me opening up. He was a Christian rapper. And he went to start, talking about the church and talking about this and all this stuff. And then he was like, we was having this conversation outside. Mind you, I just paid him to open up for me. Another conversation. But he then said, I don't even believe in tithing. You know what I'm saying, son? I don't believe in tithing. If you look at the Bible, in biblical times, people didn't tithe with money, son. People tithe with grains and fruits and vegetables. And he was like passionate. I said, bruh, that was the currency of the day.
Right.
I said, you can't tithe with fruits and vegetables. You can no more than you can pay your electricity bill with fruits and vegetables. And in the day 20 years ago, I couldn't send my daughter $10 because she needed some money real quick with my phone because there was a thing called Cash App. I didn't have that now, so the money is different. But that was his whole thing. So my thing is, I'm like, you can't tear down the church and then want the church to be able to bless you. You can't tell me you don't believe in tithes, and then but you want me to pay you. How do you think they just paid me?
Right.
Tithes and offerings.
Right.
But you were like, yo, I want to get paid. Really? Right. But do you think that gospel Christian rap could have done more to be more accepting into the kingdom of God on a grander scale?
So I guess you're talking about should Christian rap artists, can we be more inviting so that conversation happens, or so that is a little bit more of a global acceptance?
Exactly.
I mean, of course, I think there's always room for us to be more inviting.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like for those of us out there, people out there watching who are in a marital relationship.
Mm-hmm. Right.
At the end of the day, somebody has to be the mature one.
Right.
You get in an argument, there's a little dissension in the household, it's a little cold.
Right.
This thing can either linger,
right,
or somebody's gonna have to say, you know what, I was wrong,
right,
or at least come to the other party and say, look, can we have a conversation?
Right.
How did I offend you?
Right.
What's going on here?
Right.
So that we can get on the same page.
Right.
And so that we can move forward and work in harmony together.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if we're all about the same purpose, like that's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all on every side, the left, the right, the front, the back.
Right.
I think more often than not, we lose fact of the bigger picture. And that is, like, we're here to win souls.
Yeah.
And make disciples.
Yeah.
Like we don't bring that conversation up.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. But I think Christian rap artists, we could do more. Some of us who are mature enough to create those conversations and reach out on a local level. I think a lot of times people don't do things like that because they feel like it's an epidemic. It's too big. It's already snowballed and it's massive. I can't do anything about it. But you can start at your local church. Like you can start with a pastor in your hometown, whatever city you're in, and say, let's dialogue, let's reason. The Bible says, "Come, let us reason together." So I mean, we can do more. We can initiate some of those conversations, but I think it's going to take us just being a light at the end of the day. Like we can have conversations, but I think us just doing the work of the Lord where He has planted us, the doors that He does open, that we don't major on the minors, that we don't look at, well, these 19 churches in my city won't let me come.
Right.
But you had 4 engagements last year.
Exactly. In your city. Which is good.
And what happened?
Yeah.
Did you do an altar call at the end?
Right.
Did people come to the Lord?
Right.
Did some kids come up to you afterwards and say, wow, you inspired me, you made me change my perspective on life, or this line that you said, I never knew that God cared about this or that.
Right.
So we have to, remember the bigger picture.
You say it's a great point because you make that, because a lot of times people focus on who won't as opposed to focusing on who will. I got a friend of mine, Pastor Louis Sucker, my church, Lynchburg, Virginia. He's very passionate about Christian rap and very passionate about gospel artists, and consistently, regularly has concerts at his church with youth and Christian artists as rap artists as headliners. Right. And of course, I know churches in this city who absolutely do not believe in Christian rap or the validity of it. Sure. But my thing is like you said, don't focus on the people who won't. Right. And then live an exemplary life where they can chart your course, where they can see the fruits. Because at the end of the day, the fruits on the tree is going to really tell a story. Right. And to that point, why do you think so many Christian rappers or Christian artists are choosing not to call themselves Christian artists. And we this is a great debate amongst us as comedians or Christian comedians or gospel comedians. It's a consistent conversation. Like, you know, yo, why you gotta call yourself a Christian comedian? Like, you do other stuff. And all your jokes ain't about church. I'm like, dude, you don't understand. I don't want to put your words in my mouth. But my question of it is why? I mean, because I'm seeing artists, like it's a notable artist who I'm not going to name right now. But I watched the interview, and he's like, you know, it's not about me being gospel rap or Christian rap. He said, I'm hip hop. I'm like, wow. Right. I'm like, that was very interesting. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, it wasn't that you say I'm accepted in the hip hop community or I'm a part of the hip hop community, because you are. Right. But to say I'm not that, but I'm hip hop. Right. Like, what's your thoughts about that?
Wow, huge debate.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh yeah.
You know, I call myself a Christian rap artist for convenience. Sometimes, depending on who I'm conversing with and how I think they may best interpret what I do. Right. You know, I'll say Christian hip hop. Right. But it's titles, it's boxes. Right. You know, but I don't think it's bad. Like if a person, well, let me not say that. I can understand where people are coming from who say, I don't want to be called a Christian rap artist. I don't want to be called a Christian hip hop artist. I choose to believe, this is me believing the best in people. I choose to believe that people who make that decision, that they are thinking about the audience that they're trying to reach. Okay. And that they don't want to limit themselves because they feel like if I have that title, then the people who I'm going to reach aren't going to accept me. Right. Right. And I get that. You know? But I guess my question of it is, to me, I always go back to Salt and Light. Right. And I get it. Because I've had several conversations with people about that. And I guess, and even again, I'm not trying to get into names right now. Because the reason why I'm not trying to mention names right now, because you're here. I don't want you to be connected with me mentioning names. But if I was hit by I say it. but there's one particular artist who's well respected, like extremely respected the industry over, who's not really who's kind of falling away on the other side of things. And I get it, why? But I'm like, dude, they respect you because of who you are and the success that you've had up to this point. Right. What you call yourself is not the reason. And I give you, I'll never forget, I had, we were on the It's Time to Laugh tour many years ago. It was coming through Atlanta. Tour bus. The bus is wrapped. My face is on the side of it. This one, like, at the time, he was a major rapper, general rapper. He, like, pulled me to the side. We was doing an interview on Cocoa Brothers show on Hot 97. And dude pulled me to the side. He's like, yo, what label you on? I'm like, I'm not on a label. He was like, so how you get this bus? I'm like, $5,000 a week. Plus fuel. He was like, so who paying for it? I said, well, the tour is paying for it. We got some sponsors. He was like, yo, son, I moved like $500,000 last year. He's like, I ain't got no bus like this, B. And I'm like, now there's a particular artist who travels, who rolls like 4 of them buses. We had everybody on one bus. Right. This particular artist, I'm like, dude, these guys, truth be told, want to be you. Wow. True, real talk. They really do. Because you're independent. I'm going, okay. Anyway, let me stop. My point is, I guess that's probably the one area I'm like, because here's my thing. Country? Yep. Country cats? Yeah. They like, I'm country.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Right. Hey, this is Trent Green, and we are the Dirt Roads. Right. And we're country.
Yeah, they own it.
They own it.
Yeah.
Hip-hop artists. Yo, I'm hip-hop, son. Hip-hop till I die, B. 60 years old. I'm hip-hop, B. Like, nah, you retired.
And I think part of it, like I was saying, kind of alluding to, I think we're in a unique place because we are mission-minded. You know, it's supposed to be
right.
So, us and what we decide to call ourselves is supposed to be part of our strategy to win the loss.
Right. Right.
So, you know, if you're a country artist, you're like, I'm just trying to be a country artist.
Right.
If you're R&B,
Right.
like, I'm just trying to make some music, push these records, get
Right.
some money, live good.
Right.
If you're a Christian artist, you know, you really are supposed to be saying, I'm doing this not so that I can be number one or push X amount of million units. You're really saying, I want to present this talent that the Lord has given me and use it to win people for his glory.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so I was saying earlier, I think people, the quandary for us is that we're like, man, if I go into hip hop is going to say, you know, well, I don't want to hear that Jesus stuff. So if I put Jesus on it, trying to go in the room, I'm going to be rejected off the bat. So I'm going to call myself hip hop so I can get in the room. Now, this is just my personal opinion.
Right.
I don't know. But I would think that may be a mindset behind it. Me, I don't care. I want people to know what they're getting.
Right.
So, because I wouldn't want to open up for a show and Big Red, the hip hop artist, is here. And then I get up and I'm doing Big Jesus, my guy so big. And they like, yo, what is this? You know, I'm here to see other artists here and here talking about this Jesus stuff.
Right.
But if you know going in, I'm a Christian rap artist.
Right.
You know, I had an opportunity to minister at Hip Hop Family Day.
Right.
A couple years ago.
Yeah.
Praise God. You know, it was the first Christian hip hop artist to be afforded that opportunity to be on that main stage.
Right. Wow.
You know, which was major.
Right. It is major.
You know, Fat Rat the Czar.
Yeah.
Shouts out. You know, they doing big things.
Yeah.
He extended that invitation and said, yo, Red, I know what you do.
Right.
I know who you are.
Right.
I know what you rap about.
Right.
You know, and I want you on this stage.
See, to me, that's how you do it. And I know, and I know somewhat of the testimony that a major artist who is a secular artist stepped to you and was giving you your props in front of a whole bunch of people about your lyricism.
Right.
And see, to me, excellence. You know, nobody don't care that Steph Curry is a Christian. They care about it because he's excellent.
Sure.
The same thing with what's my man a few years ago, football player. Was it Peyton Manning or I forgot who it was? Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow. They was like, yo, this dude got a super arm and he a Christian. But so my thing is, and they represent it. I tend to think, you know, Snoop is showing us a great thing, and that is this right here. Snoop didn't come in and say, he didn't denounce hip hop.
Right.
He didn't even say I ain't smoking weed no more.
Nope.
He didn't say I ain't drinking gin and juice no more. Right. He didn't make no statement. I'm done with all that. Nope. He just said, I'm doing a gospel record. Right. I love Jesus. Yep. He didn't, no pretense, no pretext, no, these are the things I'm not going to do. He didn't say that. He just came and did it. My thing is, why can't we do the same thing? Why can't we, like, I'm a Christian. That's who I am. But I still can roll with you on this, right? Why can't we do an outreach album? Right. You know what I'm saying? Put some other artists on there and say, we're going to talk about this and pull their real story, their real heart out. Right. I think, this is my opinion. Sure. I'm not saying this got to be yours. I'm not disparaging anybody else who does it differently. I just think we do a disservice to who we are, who we say we are, and where we came from, how we started, to then somehow try to brush the Jesus off. You know, I love Erica Campbell and Tina Campbell because they'll be like, we gospel. Right. We do reality shows. We might jump on this person record, but I'm gospel forever. And go in. I'm like, gosh, they really meant that.
Right.
But that, to me, but Shackles on My Feet still sold 2-3 million records.
Yeah, man.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I mean it's the great debate. You know, it's the great debate. And, you know, it's funny when I listen to that Snoop record. Mm-hmm. You know, when I'm gonna listen to this intently. Right. There was some records that I listened to, even though I listened to the whole double album repeatedly for a while. Mm-hmm. There were certain cuts on the album that just caught me. Mm-hmm. That arrested me and was like, this is a dope record. Wow. You know? Wow. Spirit of God, all in it. Right. I would play this all the time. Wow. It's no different than any other song that I would use to edify myself in that moment. Right. You know, so I think we just have to be careful not to say who deserves the right to make a gospel, album, gospel song, do a collaboration with our greats You know, like at the end of the day, like when people, I think, and I know the comments are about to fly on this. The mad face, little mad emojis are about to go flying. Yo, when you have a problem with somebody like Snoop doing a record with Rance Allen, with John P. Key, with Fred Hammond,
Ty Tribbett,
Mary Sisters, really, it's jealousy. Nobody's ever gonna say I'm jealous of Snoop,
right?
But it's like when you check yourself, what is it?
What's the real reason?
Yeah, like what's the real reason?
Yeah,
is it because light and dark shouldn't mix? Are you that passionate about light and dark not mixing? Probably not.
Right.
It's something in there that you're fearful of, that this collaboration happens. Something in there you feel threatened. That's the word I'm looking for. You feel like I'm threatened. Everything that I stand for, my religion, my way of doing gospel, my way of doing music, the way that gospel music is supposed to be done, they feel threatened. So they're like, I'm gonna speak out against it. I'm not gonna take the time to listen to the album, or try to go to YouTube and see, man, let me watch some Snoop interviews. Let me hear his heart behind it. You know, because I think if people were to do that, they would be like, yo, he's just like I was. And
you know, it's 2 points, and I know I'm about to offend some people, not on this first statement so much. The second one I know I am. And I'm fine with that. But the first statement is this.
As hold back now.
No, I'm trying to make sure I frame my words properly. All right. You know, because you know, some people, and I'm not so much worried about the first statement, because again, it's the second statement. Some people, I know what some of the questions, because I had a conversation with someone who me and you both know very well, is a friend of you and I, and we talked about it. And what one of the comments was, it was my comment actually in this conversation between me and this other brother, and we both agreed, some of the proof is going to be in the pudding is on Snoop's next project. Like if Snoop comes back on the next project, I know somebody will have a problem with me saying this, but if he come back on the next project, he back like, hey, the hoes in the place. Hey, I got these hoes in this place. If he back on that, and it's like,
see, I told you.
Right.
This is why I got a problem.
Right. Yeah. So I know that. So Snoop, I'm just saying, think about the next record you do. I know. Okay. Like, no, I want to hear your opinion. But here's a comment that I have. People who have a problem with Snoop coming into the gospel arena are some of the same people who have a problem with President Trump building a wall. Because you feel like we can keep you out because you don't deserve to come in here. It's the same thing, I believe. We're building up these spiritual walls, these industry walls, to say like Snoop came over this in many ways the same way I did. Came over. I got other friends who came over, like Shanita Morris Chocolate. She left secular deaf comedy jam, cussing, blank, 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 blank. And then she was like, I'm a Christian. She came over. There's a trying time. There's a time of process. There's a time you have to, prove who you are, because people gonna have questions. Right. But they came over, and it's no different than I believe in people on the hard right saying, you don't deserve to come into our country. No, you came into this country. Some of you came and took this country. And you got the nerve to tell a whole bunch of people they can't come in, or they don't deserve to come here? Yeah. What right do you have? Yeah. So I know people have problems with that, but it is what it is. But closing thoughts. I got one last question for you, because you got a hard out. And we got hard out of the studio, so. But go ahead, your thoughts.
Well, just my thoughts on what you just said is that one thing you got to look at. Snoop didn't come over saying I'm an evangelist now.
He
didn't say call me Pastor Snoop Dogg.
Right.
Right. He said this is my relationship with the Lord.
Right.
And I want to express my love to Him in a way that's meaningful to me.
Right.
And I want to invite you all to experience the same joy that I feel with this gospel music and with these legends. And,
Right.
So we can't, and this is the setup for whatever his next project or single.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we can't look at his next song and be like, I told you so. This is why.
Right.
Because he never proclaimed
Yeah.
that I'm one of the fivefold ministry.
Yeah.
He didn't say that.
Yeah.
He's a hip hop artist who want to express his love for God.
Right.
You know?
And we all fall short of glory of God. We all have failures. Even those who have come over, we fail in some areas. I started to tweet this the other day. I said, the people closest to you, for better and for worse, don't know fully who you are. They don't know who you are, and they don't know how great you are, how great your potential is. And at the same time, it's some stuff that they just don't need to know about your soul. And you better be glad they don't know about it. Last and closing thoughts is, what's next? What do you see as an artist, radio programmer, as a radio personality, and as someone who is actively in the genre, charting, doing Billboard, all that stuff? What do you see is next for the Christian gospel rap, holy hip hop genre?
Yeah. First, I think right now we have a little bit of an identity crisis.
Okay.
We've changed our names 5 times in the last 15 years. Like, you know, it's like if you say holy hip hop now, it's like you're dating yourself.
Wow.
You know, it's not holy hip hop anymore, you know, and even Christian rap. Like the term now is CHH, Christian hip hop.
Okay.
You know, so
wow.
I'm not gonna go somewhere and call myself a holy hip hop artist. I'll
Okay.
be like, how old are you? You know. So, but I think we have to be comfortable with who we are and who God called us to be.
Right.
You know, and that goes for anybody, whether you gospel, whether you called to lead praise and worship. You got to know what the Lord has called you to do.
Yeah.
And be comfortable with your assignment and your lane and the talent that He's placed in you.
Yeah.
And how He wants you to express that in the earth.
Yeah.
You know, your success is going to look different than mine. Mine happens to look like this at this time.
Right.
Your fulfillment is going to be you ministering in children's church, you know, once a month on schedule.
Right.
And being available when your pastor asks you to write a song for Vacation Bible
There
School.
you go. That's right.
You're like, well, I didn't get caught. It's like, did you do the first
eggs?
thing?
Oh.
You know, so we got to start there. I think Christian rap artists and all of us, but I'm talking to my people.
Right.
We got to get plugged in to churches.
Right.
We got to submit ourselves to authority.
That's right.
And, you know, serve and then allow the Lord to open up those platforms. I think there's a tremendous opportunity for Christian rap. I think there's a lot of tension right now because it's a tension of, is this acceptable? Is it not acceptable? They won't let me in. Well, I'm gonna come in on my own. I'm gonna bust the door down before I get invited to come in. There's a lot of that going on right now. And
who is they?
The gatekeepers.
But his and I'm hearing what you're saying.
I don't believe in it.
Exactly.
You know
but I know you don't.
Right.
Because guess what? Ain't nobody open no door for Big Red.
Right. I mean, the Lord.
The Lord did.
Yeah.
The Lord did. And the opportunities that came,
yeah.
They were God sent. I know some of the testimonies. I know all of them. I know some of them. Yeah. So my question of it is, I'm like, and then the industry is such. Look, if you want to distribute, you can distribute. You don't have to ask permission. Right. It don't take $45,000 to record a song anymore.
Right. Nope.
It just don't. You record a whole album.
None of mine did.
Right. For that, you can record a whole album and release and distribute and market and press up.
Yeah.
My question of it is like, so, and my thing is like, who are we trying to appease? Like who, like to your point, the identity crisis, I think, is self-imposed.
Sure.
It's not like somebody saying to you, "Who are you?" Like, no.
We're struggling. I think as a body of Christian rap artists, it's very polar right now. It's like you have your sex and Christian rap.
Yeah.
You know, like who you believe this? Or you believe this? Oh, you one of those. Christian rap.
And cats will challenge you on that backstage.
Right.
Yeah. I've dealt with somebody like, no, dude. Chill out, bro.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Right,
Chill out.
I'm
not here for that right
now.
But I think the great opportunity for us exists in being creative, just tuning in to drilling down and just hearing the Spirit of God about what He's called us to do and just having the audacity and the boldness to just go seize it. You know, I think that's the great because they're, again, going back to the main thing, it's all about winning souls.
It's all about winning souls.
And making disciples. So it's like, what does that look like? God, going before the Lord, God, who have you called me to reach?
Yeah.
You know, and how do you want me to do that? How should I go about that?
Yeah.
If the Lord can tell me, believe me, for you to collab with Fred Hammond,
Yeah.
he might tell you to do a record with Rance Allen or to do a record with Molly Music or to do a record with somebody else who you have a keen appreciation for and believe that the two of you together will make something that will just be amazing for the kingdom.
Right. For the kingdom's sake.
For the kingdom's sake.
Right.
Exactly. So
I'm hearing something that you say something that I think a lot of people may miss. And I think it's twofold. And it's something I know. When I first heard you, something you record, I don't even know what the first thing that I heard of yours was at this time. Well, I know when I said something, I was like, yo, I said, dude got lyrics. I think I told you this in the car. I said, at the end of the day, see, I'm old school hip hop. Okay. I'm from the 80s. Yeah. I'm a 70s baby. Yeah. I came up in the 80s and I became a man in the early 90s. And when I like lyrics, I like cats who can spit. Okay? I know that was gross, but that's what he's like, dude is spitting. Plain and simple. Yeah. I was like, yo, them lyrics right there. And see, lyrics transcend genre and transcend culture. Because it's like, yo. Now, I'm not saying that just because you can rhyme, you're going to blow up. That doesn't mean that. But to me, if you work on your soul, you work on your spirit, and you work on your craft, can't nobody stop you.
Can't nobody stop you.
Because excellence always draws people. Excellence draws money. Right. And I believe if you work on them three things right, so if you got to fast, if you got to turn off all the noise, if you got to turn down your plate, you got to pray, consecrate yourself, do whatever. If it means submitting, feed yourself, feed your spirit, feed your soul, like deal with your mind, your process, and then work on your craft. Are you excellent in your presentation? I always say, and this is my opinion about Christian comedy. You can call yourself what you want to call yourself. Just be funny.
Just be funny.
Be room wrecking funny. So they say, dude, a Christian comedian? Right. That joker there is hilarious. Yeah. That's what makes the difference. Yeah. And I think it's the same thing with rap.
Yep. Same thing. And being yourself, knowing who you are, going back to the identity.
Right.
You know, it's like, who am I? I don't have to copy the world to be successful.
Wow.
Just because I'm a Christian hip hop artist, Christian rap artist, whatever.
Right.
You know, I might borrow the styles, the stylistic pattern of music that's popular, but I don't just take Drake's or whoever the popular artist is. I don't just take their record and throw my voice on top of it and like, yo, that's the way.
Yeah.
If I just do this remix, that's it. It's like, yo, I can, but it's all about trying to I keep going back to it. At the end of the day, it's like, it's to win souls. I love the sounds of hip hop. Right. You know? Right. I love boom bap rap. On this album, you gonna hear it. Right. I'm going to New York. Right. Ain't been but twice. And that was when I was like 12 years old. Wow. But I love that. Going to the basics. Going back to the basics. Wow, the foundation. Hip hop. Wow. Because I love that sound. You know? And it's like if I can put my God-given lyricism on top of that. Yeah. And I can win somebody to Christ with that. Yeah. Then man, like let's load them up. What we talking about? Reel them in. There you go. That's what it's about. So I'm not trying to be like the world. Right. I'm not trying to take the top 10 song and make a song that sounds just like it so I can win the world. Right. You know, I'm trying to. You just gotta know. You just gotta just dial into God, man, and just get His strategy. He might say, call this producer right here and y'all create something. That's a whole nother conversation. You know, I think people are afraid to be creative. Well, egos keep people out of the room. Yeah. There's several people, and we out of time, but there's several people. I'm like, why y'all never did nothing together? Yeah. And then you dig a little closer and you're, oh, ego. Right. Same thing with comedians. People always ask me, why you and this person hadn't done no 6 comedian tour? Real talk. It's egos and money. Wow. And what people don't recognize, that pushes everybody. Yeah. But anyway, we out of time. Big Red, how can they get in touch with Big Red across all social media? And then, of course, tell them about Millennial FM, how they can find you there. And if they want to find out Big Red, a.k.a. Kevin Feather, the executive, how can they get you in for some consulting, some public speaking, all those things? How can people reach you, man? All of that. So the Hub is my official website, bigred.com. That's BIGREDD.
Yes, sir.
.com.
Yeah.
If you do the one D, you're going to get bubble gum.
Yeah.
So make sure to add the second D.
Wrigley's.
Yeah, you're going to get some Wrigley's. Come to Big Red with 2Ds.
Yeah.
I'm Big Red Music on all social media platforms. I love social media, so it's me.
Yeah.
You know, that you're talking to.
Yeah.
And I would love to be a part of your worship experience. You know, I love God. I love to enter into his presence, and I love to see people go in and really set it up for whatever, you know, is about to happen the rest of the service.
Yeah.
You know? So if that's you're a pastor or minister, I would love to be a part of your worship experience.
And if somebody want to get their music to Millennial FM.
Millennial FM, man. Millennial FM 95.9 is a brand new Christian hip hop, urban inspirational Christian pop radio station.
Yeah. FM radio station.
On the FM dial.
Yeah.
Based out of Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Big things.
24 hour.
24 hour
Yeah.
FM Christian hip hop, urban inspirational Christian pop radio station.
Yeah.
So check us out at millennialfm.com and follow us on all social media platforms at the Millennial FM. If you are a Christian hip hop artist, urban inspirational artist, Christian pop artist, just head to our website and click the Submit Your Music tab, and we will check it out. And we'd love to spin it on the radio. Man, awesome, bro. Man, you know I love you, bro. Love you too, bro. Thank you for the opportunity to sit in this seat today, man. Oh, man, I'm glad you could be here, and glad you can give so much great information, a great perspective, and more than anything, share your heart. Amen. That's my man, Big Red, y'all. Big Red. Yes. What's up, family? Hey, man. Thank you, Big Red. Thank you, KF, Kevin Felder, my dude, my brother, my friend. Love you, man. Great information, great insight. Shout out to everybody who was in the timeline, who was commenting. I greatly appreciate y'all candor, y'all honesty, and y'all opinions. Y'all were flooding the timeline today. And let me shout out some of the people who came in and hung out with us. First, shout out to Pastor Andre Barnes. Thank you, sir, for jumping in, sharing your perspective, your insight. Shout out to Pastor Lewis Tucker, my good friend. Thank you, sir, for chiming in, sharing your insight, your info. Let me shout out some more people who jumped on the timeline here. Sierra House, thank you, sister, for sharing your opinions. Jaleel Warnock, thank you for stopping while you're at work, son, and checking out the show. Sarah Quackenbash, who's across the room. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate you. Micah Money. All right. Is that your real name? I would love to know. Hey, thank you, Micah, for sharing your opinions. Trisha Muzan. Thank you, Trisha, for giving your opinions, your comments. And Tulina Hall. I hope I say that right. Thank you, Tulina, for giving us your opinions, your thoughts. Taylor Fleming had what I believe might be the quote of the day. Taylor said, "When the church gets worldly, the world gets churchy." Ooh, that is a quote right there that really, to me, I believe, sums up a lot of what's going on. And because everybody trying to be something else and trying to make themselves more appealing. Me and my man David Pendergraft, you got to have this conversation on air at some point in the very near future. But me and David be going back and forth in a good way, good spirited debate about the whole whether certain artists had to go and denounce some of their Christian faith, or not say Christian faith, had to take off some of the Christian mask, or take off the Christian coat, or take off the Christian genre to be able to reach a broader audience. We have this conversation all the time. I don't believe so. I believe you can remain Christian, keep your same title, keep your saltiness, that's my opinion, and then go broad. But we were talking about that, and David doesn't agree fully with me concerning that particular artist, but I just believe kind of what Taylor said. When the church gets worldly, the world gets churchy. I thought that's an amazing perspective.
Sally Feisty Rican. What's up, sis? That's my sister. Class of 1991. Sally is class of 1991. Windsor Forest High School. I was in the class of 1990. My sister right there. What's up, Sally? Dwayne Baker. What's up, Dwayne? Thank you for hanging out with us. Luke Matthews has some good quotes and good comments. Shalina Moss Calhoun. Thank you, Shalina. Of course, David Pendergrass, Darren Murphy, Miguel Lloyd chimed in for a little bit. Shout out to Miguel. Meek Brown, what's up, Meek? How you doing, sis? Thank you for giving us some of your time, your busy day. And Shailene Moss, thank you, Shailene Moss. Thank you. Hey, listen, we want to continue this conversation in the timeline. Comment. I would love to hear what you think. It's no comment is too long, because I read them. I check out the comments, and I thank you for the spirited debate, spirited conversation, and thank y'all for also, even when people didn't agree, thank y'all for keeping it civil. I hate when I see sometimes people on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram going back and forth, and they kind of getting real indignant and mean. I'm like, come on, man, we people. We just have, and you ain't got to agree with me. I don't, like me and David, we disagree on some things. That's good. But I don't mean I'm gonna get mad with you and disrespect you because I don't agree about everything. What's going on? So, man, thank y'all for knowing how to disagree like adults and real people. Ain't nothing wrong with that. None of us know everything. We go next week. I got a show I really want y'all to get in on and talk about. Next week we're talking about. I'm taking a topic from my man Chris Clark and his brand new show with his wonderful co-hosts whose names are not in front of me at this moment. Please excuse me. Charge to head, not to the heart. But they Govern Yourself Accordingly radio show, GYA radio show, airs out of Camden, New Jersey. Brand new radio show. Been on about 2 months. They had a topic that I thought was great that needed to be talked about, and they actually will be my guests next week. The topic is, why is there a lack of men in church? Why the lack of men in church? Why is there a lack of male representation in church? I'm not talking about single men either. I want to have that. I don't want y'all to think I'm just talking about we all, because I know lots of us come at me to my brother, where all the single brothers at? Where the good Christian single men at? I know we had that conversation. That's not the conversation. The conversation is in general. Why is there a lack of men in church? Whether you're young, old, married, single, whoever. Why is there a lack of men in church? We want to talk about that on next week. We'd love to get your opinions. I'm sure there are many opinions out there. I'm sure some of those opinions are sharp. Again, my guest will be Chris Clark from the GYA radio show. And let me get his pastor co-host name. Felix Morgan. Pastor Felix Morgan Jr. is also one of the co-hosts, and Angel Mobley. She is the co-host of the show with them, but she's not on the show with us next week. Again, that's next week. Plus, Bishop Marcus Benjamin will be on, and I'm going to see if my friend Pastor Lewis Tucker can join me as well, because I know he and I have had that a huge conversation on several occasions about why they are, why the lack of men in church. And then I'm also extending the hand out to Pastor Andre Barnes to see if he may be available to even come into the studio and have that conversation as well. Again, that's next Thursday on the Grown Man Podcast. Got something coming up in just a little bit. Don't change. Don't click out on me just yet. Hold there. Stay right there. But again, that's coming up next week. Also, again, like I said before, I will be in Minneapolis, Minnesota on Saturday. Please check me out. Me and my man Shed G will be at First Missionary Baptist Church in Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's come up this Saturday. If you want to get my full schedule, please log on to my website, akintunde.net, AKINTUNDE.net, or you can hit me on Facebook and see my schedule there. Next week, Terrence Young's birthday celebration is going down. I'm hosting that. That's next Friday. Saturday, I'm in Rome, Georgia, next Saturday. And Sunday, Healthy Laughter is at the Chapman Cultural Center in Spartanburg, South Carolina. We are about 60% sold out. So if you have not got your tickets, I would get them right now. I just praise God, because you know, black folks, if we 60% sold out a week ahead of the show, you know what's going to happen. That means it's going to be sold out. And that means, because at the last minute, you're going to get that wave of ticket sales on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I've been doing this too long, seen it happen too many times. So again, that will be a sold out show next week. Again, that's myself, Griff, from the Get Up Morning Show featuring Erica Campbell, plus my sister, Miss Shirlene, will be joining us. Hilarious show. I guarantee you're going to be laughing hard
come next week when you walk up in the place. Shout out again to our sponsors up there in the upstate. Shout out to the wonderful ladies of the Lanks organization, Lanks Incorporated Spartanburg chapter, who's bringing the show to town, who's bringing the Healthy Laughter event to town. Again, Healthy Laughter comedy show, live on-site free screenings for health, blood pressure, get your heart rate checked, all of that. You can get all of that at the actual show at the actual venue. And then we'll have a healthy talk panel discussion where you'll be able to ask questions and discuss some real talk health questions, issues, disparities, whatever that is on next Sunday. That's next Sunday, Healthy Laughter in Greenville, in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Again, thanks to our sponsors, BMW of Spartanburg, Marriott of Spartanburg, Denny's. Denny's came through in a big way. Shout out to Denny's. Thank you so much, Denny's. The Y4U organization, the Monarch Foods and Cafe. Thank you, Monarch Foods and Cafe, and the city of Spartanburg. Thank you to all of our sponsors for bringing this show to the city of Spartanburg. And a big, huge shout out to Rejoice 96.9, our radio partner, who is blasting this Healthy Laughter show to Spartanburg because it is a good cause. It's a good reason. Here's what I say. If one person gets screened and finds out that they have heart disease, high blood pressure, or some other chronic ailment that they didn't know about, it's all worth it. All the time, all the money, all the planning that the Lanks organization and our team led by my wife, my beautiful wife, Unissa, and our immediate team, all that planning that y'all been doing is well worth it. If one person's life is saved or affected, that's what Healthy Laughter is. You want to get more information? Log on to healthylaughtercomedy.com, healthylaughtercomedy.com. Millennial FM is about to celebrate their 1 year birthday anniversary. In just a hot second, I got something special we're going to show you with that. But again, man, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with us today. Thank y'all for commenting. Thank y'all for caring. And let me tell y'all something. We'll be right back here next week with the same time. Freethinkers Radio. Download the app. Log on to the website. The Akintunde show is available on iTunes and on iHeartMedia, plus on YouTube. Plus on freethinkersradio.com. You have no excuse to get at me. Get at me, family. Like I told my son the other day. I saw my oldest son, and I went up to him. I said, "Hey, player, you need to get at me, dog." He looked at me like, "Why are you talking to me like that?" You need to get at me. Y'all need to get at me too, man. Had a ball with y'all. Thank you, Big Red. Thank y'all to the Freethinkers family. Hey, family. I'm Akintunde, and I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all. Peace. All right, y'all, something special is going down. This coming up this Saturday, April the 21st, at Columbia International University. There's an anniversary concert with this dude right here. Big Red. Man, tell us about the big concert coming up.
Man, so Millennial FM 95.9 in Columbia, South Carolina, 24-hour Christian hip-hop, urban inspirational, Christian pop radio station. Yeah. We are celebrating our first anniversary. So we're doing it big with a huge concert. Man, God opened up a tremendous door. We were able to invite national recording artists, Billboard chart topping artists, Social Club Misfits, along with support artist Riley Clemens. This is actually Social Club Misfits Into the Night tour, Into the Night, as their most recent album. Wow. So they'll be coming to Columbia, South Carolina as a part of the tour Saturday, April 21st. Doors open at 6. Concert starts at 7. Wow. And it's going to be amazing.
And of course, Big Red will be spitting too, right?
No.
You're not?
I'm not.
We're going to work on that. We're going to work on that.
I'm not.
I'm salty. I am salty.
It's time for somebody else to shine, man. It's time for somebody else to shine. But it's going to be an amazing night. Social Club is amazing. So you can get your tickets now. Yeah. We still do have some tickets available at millennialfm.com.
That's as of today's recording. Right. We're going to believe God that you said.
Right. Well, I said we got a few tickets left. Right. Get the remnant.
Y'all heard of the big concert, Millennial FM's first anniversary celebration. How about that, y'all? Make sure y'all check it out.
gon' scream it